This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, local secondary school students lend their skills to the long-term study of the city's marine life. A major name in the global literary scene is visiting to help residents celebrate World Book Day. And we meet the man who's using the power of his mind to overcome the symptoms of a debilitating disease. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. Local secondary students are doing their part for the marine environment through a water monitoring program. Healthy Harbour Watches is a community science project run by the University of Otago, and researchers are hoping their findings can be useful beyond the laboratory.
Testing the waters. These Dunedin High School students have been taking water samples from Otago Harbour as part of a sea monitoring program.
What we've done today is we have talked about why we're doing the project, and after that we've been down to the harbour collecting water samples, and now they are learning how to analyse the water samples.
Healthy Harbour Watches is a program for secondary pupils run out of the University of Otago's chemistry department. Every 4 to 6 weeks, students from local schools visit sites around the harbour to collect water samples. Those are taken back to a lab for analysis, where students look at different qualities in the water.
We are looking at physical aspects of the water, like temperature, turbidity, conductivity, and then we look at some chemical aspects like pH, dissolved oxygen, levels of nitrogen and levels of phosphorus in the water.
The program was created 12 years ago for long-term monitoring of the harbour. Over the years, the students' discoveries have been put into a database to create a picture of what's happening under the surface.
We've got enough information here now to actually see what some of the seasonal rhythms are in the harbour, and there are some seasonal rhythms, and we are in the process of trying to develop some sort of report card that we can publish once a year to say this is what we think is going on in Otago Harbour in respect to water quality.
Researchers are hoping to create a partnership with the Otago Regional Council, which is responsible for the harbour. It's part of the scientific community's contribution to maintaining marine life. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Police are investigating the nighttime attack of a woman in St Kilda, which has left the victim with facial injuries. The 46-year-old woman was walking to work at 4:20 a.m. yesterday when she was assaulted. A person believed to be a man approached her from behind and grabbed her by the hair. They punched her in the face while stealing her shoulder bag containing her wallet and work clothes. The incident happened on the corner of Freiburg and Council Streets near DeKalb Park. Police are also investigating an assault in Oberho on Monday night when a woman was allegedly grabbed by a man in Signal Hill Road. A major player in the global literary scene is in Dunedin to celebrate World Book Day. The author and former Man Booker Prize judge is giving a public interview at the University of Otago, and a few other events are being staged for the yearly fixture.
Doing what he does best. Career bookseller and author Dr. Robert Jakowski is in Dunedin for a World Book Day celebration. He was invited by the University of Otago Centre for the Book to share his thoughts on the largely symbolic event.
World Book Day is just like Valentine's Day for books. You know, you remember your loved ones, but you love them on other days as well. And they said, would you come and give a lecture? And I said, I'd love to come. I love Dunedin. I've been here before. My wife used to live here. But I don't really like giving lectures anymore. I'd much rather just talk to somebody.
University staff are accommodating their request, substituting a lecture with an interview involving Dr. Paul Tankard from the English department. It's an opportunity for Jakowski to talk publicly about his long literary career and the various roles he's had.
We'll talk about books, reading, writing, the rare book trade, maybe literary prizes, because I've had some things to do with the Man Booker Prize over the year. And then I hope some questions will simply be out of left field and I won't quite know what to say.
Dunedin's status as a UNESCO Creative City of Literature has seen World Book Day become more of an event locally. American academic Professor Robert De Maria is also in town to give a talk. Tchaikovsky says it's a pleasure to be involved in the celebrations, particularly as books have been an important part of his life for as long as he can remember.
I think I can trace the whole development of my personality to having read certain kinds of books at certain ages. Catcher in the Rye when I was a teenager, Dr. Seuss when I was an infant, all of that. And I think that's an interesting thesis.
Tchaikovsky's releasing his first novel next year, a feat he never thought he'd achieve. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
The University of Otago proctor has resigned after just 4 months in the role. Dave Miller took up the position at the end of October, replacing Simon Thompson, who retired. Miller previously worked for the Ministry of Justice as the Service Delivery Manager for Otago and South Canterbury courts. He's going back to the justice sector, saying he's accepted a fantastic opportunity but leaves the university with regret. The proctor is not giving interviews, and a university spokesperson says staff are sorry to see him go. He'll finish at the end of April, and the process to recruit a replacement will begin soon. An elderly man with Parkinson's disease has minimised his symptoms using his own alternative methods. The 81-year-old South African is in Dunedin as part of a nationwide tour showing locals the benefits of certain exercises, and he's hoping to help other sufferers.
Showing off a steady hand. The simple act of lifting a glass to drink from is something many people with Parkinson's disease find difficult. But long-time sufferer John Pepper can do it with ease, thanks to what he calls conscious thought.
I've had the symptoms now for 53 years, and I was only diagnosed 23 years ago, but because I do all the exercise that I do for the 29 years prior to diagnosis, I was doing all that exercise, and I know that exercise does help to slow down Parkinson's.
Pepper wrote a book 12 years ago explaining his experience in dealing with the neurodegenerative disease. Now he enjoys travelling the world, meeting people face to face to show them what he's learnt firsthand.
I think the benefit for them is that they can understand it and believe it, because so many people say, I just don't believe that. You can't take a person out of a wheelchair and show them how to walk. Well, have.
Pepper's techniques include fast walking and stretching and have been challenged by some medical professionals. He says that scepticism comes from doctors not wanting to give false hope, but he's living proof that it works.
You don't have to endorse something that everybody can do. I don't have to go through trials. I just have to show you that everybody that's got walking problems, I can show them how to walk properly. How much more proof do you want?
Dunedin's one of several New Zealand stops on Pepper's 7-month tour of the English-speaking world. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we'll find out why some items donated to an annual sale are being diverted to a city library. And primary school kids learn the benefits of keeping fit whilst navigating an obstacle course.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
The team at Caltex North care more about you than just putting fuel in your tank. They care about you and your family. At the Caltex Valley Workshop, the skilled service team care about your safety, extending the life of your car and helping you live more economically. There's a range of modern equipment to give comprehensive warrant of fitness checks and servicing to your vehicle. Come visit your only local in North East Valley and receive 10% off when you book your warrant and service together. That's your friendly Caltex Valley Workshop, 134 North Road, or book online at caltexvalley.co.nz.
Don't miss the home show. Lots of great ideas, great prizes, great deals, kitchens, bathrooms, furnishings and lots more. The Epicenter Moore FM Arena, 4th, 5th, 6th of March. Adults $10, children free. See you at the home show.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodware and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz.
Are you looking to add a new dimension to your home? A Christie's glasshouse and shed will add value to your property and increase your gardening pleasure, and can be easily ventilated during the day. A Christie's garden shed is a brilliant addition to your backyard, adding to your storage capacity. The great Kiwi glasshouse and shed come in all shapes and sizes, are manufactured in Dunedin and come in a range of nature-inspired colour steel colours or metallic zinc-aluminum finish. Choose the Kiwi shed that has stood the test of time. Choose Christie.
For professional, reliable and approachable service where your dream kitchen design can become an affordable reality, contact the team at Kitchens for Less. Call 455 9973 or visit us online.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Welcome back. The country's exports have fallen in value for a second consecutive quarter. The merchandise terms of trade was down 2% heading into the start of the year. It fell by almost double that amount in the previous quarter. Export prices dropped more than imports, meaning the country had less buying power. Dairy and meat products led the downturn. But overall, the country made $2.5 billion more from outgoing goods than what was spent on imports in 2015. And on that note, let's take a look at today's financials. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 68 points. It's now at 6,381. The ASX 200 is up 50 points. To the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is down against the greenback and the Australian, but we are up against the yen, the pound and the euro. A special relationship has developed between a local theatre and a research library. Volunteers have been collected donated items for the Regent Theatre's Anything But Books sale, some of which are going to the Hocken Library. And Hannah Malloy of the Regent joins us to explain. Good evening.
Hi.
Tell us about the Anything But Books sale.
It's the little sister of our 24-hour book sale, which has been around for several decades now, but the Anything But Books has evolved out of that. Basically, lots of people were donating lots of things other than books, and we were running out of space, so we decided to split them up.
What kind of items get donated?
You name it. It's literally the Anything But Book sale. We get china, we get furniture, we get pictures, music, vinyl, lots and lots of vinyl, sheet music, all sorts, and some really beautiful stuff as well. It's worth a rummage.
What about historical material?
We get, our volunteers keep a lookout, particularly for New Zealand historical material, obviously because of the Hocken Library in town and the importance of keeping that stuff in circulation for the public. They take pretty good care of it when they come across things. They do a bit of research themselves to see if they think it might be of interest to the Hocken, and they basically put it in a big box to keep it aside for the librarians to come and have a look through and see what they like.
What sort of things have gone to the Hocken?
Knitting patterns, lots of maps and books. I believe there was a recipe book from the 90s that made its way into the archive collection. Poster art, music, sheet music, again all kinds of quite fascinating stuff if you're into that sort of stuff. Board games.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how are library staff responding to that material?
I believe they get quite excited about it. They get to come into the sale before the public come in and have a look in case we've missed anything. And they like it, and they take really good care of it. Obviously, once they get back, they process it through all their systems to make sure it's looked after properly. And I believe it's a bit of a moment when the new bits and pieces come through, and other staff come and are quite fascinated by what's being found each year.
What community benefits come out of this arrangement?
It's just, as I said, it's keeping it in the public domain. It means it's accessible for research. It means that anyone can sign up to the, go and read, I think it's called a reader at the Hocken and look through the collections. It's fascinating. So,
how long has the Anything But Book sale been going now?
This is its 6th year.
When's it being held this year?
It's on the 1st of April. It's not a joke. It's actually going to be on, and it's from 2 p.m. till 8 p.m. So after school, before school, after dinner.
How does money from that particular sale get used?
It's one of our fundraisers for the year, so it goes into our operational funds, and we use it for big ticket items like our digital cinema projector from a couple of years ago that we bought. That sort of good infrastructure that we probably couldn't manage to purchase without these fundraisers.
Probably a good opportunity for some to have a bit of a clean out of some of that historical stuff. How can our viewers donate items?
They can drop things off to the theatre anytime we're open. We have lovely Kath and Keith who pick up, so they can give us a call and arrange a pick up. Or we have a storage place at Roslyn Mill on Kaikavalli Road as well, so they can drop things off there on Sunday between about 10 and 12, if that works as well.
What happens to stuff that's left over? Does it go back into storage for next year?
Some does, but we also invite other community organisations to come and have a look and see what, Salvation Army, Women's Refuge, those sorts of groups to come and have a look. We'll probably be approaching maybe the refugee group this year as well to see if there's anything that might be useful for people coming into town.
It's a sale that keeps on giving.
Yeah, that's how we like to think of it.
Hannah Malloy from the Regent Theatre, good luck with the sale this year. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, young school pupils take to an obstacle course on 2 wheels, and we'll find out more about the special response team that's been put together at the Melbourne prison.
Sir Bob Charles, New Zealand's greatest golfer and still going strong.
I'm sure that Sportsville was a contributing factor to my success, and I'll continue to use it.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville, a product so good he puts his name to it.
Well, I believe Sportsville helps maintain your quality of life.
Now being used by active men and women globally to support strength and mobility.
It works for me.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville in the new all-black pack. Call now for the Sportsville special. 0800 502 402.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility Scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 Canudwood Street, opposite Westpac.
Don't miss the home show. Lots of great ideas, great prizes, great deals. Kitchens, bathrooms, furnishings and lots more. The Epicenter More FM Arena, 4th, 5th, 6th of March. Adults $10, children free. See you at the home show.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Ecrotech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 117766.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Welcome back. Dunedin's cycling trails have been pipped at the post in a national competition to find New Zealand's favourite route. The Otago Central Rail Trail won the most votes, taking the top award as well as a category prize. Dunedin trails, including Otago Peninsula, were listed as a finalist in the contest's on-road section. That was won by Taupo and Surrounds. The online voting initiative was organised by the New Zealand Transport Agency in line with Bikewise Month. Other favourite cycling spots are in Napier and Rotorua. Almost 10,000 votes were cast. Speaking of voting, it's begun in the second national flag referendum, with papers being sent to residents throughout the country. People are being asked to choose between the existing flag and an alternative design selected last year from 5 options. The substitute flag features a silver fern in black, white and blue with a red Southern Cross. It's a move away from the traditional Union Jack on the current design. More than 3 million voting packs are being posted over the next week. The referendum closes on the 24th of March and voters are asked to return their papers a few days earlier. Young school pupils are tackling an obstacle course on 2 wheels as part of a local sporting initiative. It's being run by Sport Otago to promote the importance of keeping fit among the primary population. And the children involved are finding their learning fun.
Throwing down some fancy footwork. These primary pupils are having fun while keeping fit with a scooter obstacle course that's been travelling around local schools.
So today we've brought out our obstacle course for Walk and Wheel Week, and Walk and Wheel Week's been running all week, so we've been going out to schools each day, and it's Grant Spray's turn today.
Children from several other schools have been getting the chance to show their skills on the obstacle course throughout the week. Today, about 80 pupils at Grant Spray's made the most of being allowed to navigate the playground on scooters.
I've got ramps, I've got roundabouts, they've got giveaway areas, they've got a zebra crossing as well, and up the top they've got a few bigger jumps as well.
Young people throughout the country are being encouraged to walk or cycle to school this week and beyond. More than 7,000 students from 44 schools are taking part in the national initiative. Sport Otago staff say the key to getting kids out and about is to make sure they're having fun while doing it.
I think it's really important for children to remain active, and something like this is really great for them because they're being active but they're probably not realising how active they're being at the time, so they're getting out and having fun while they're doing it.
The travelling course will move to its last local leg in St Clair tomorrow. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
There have been almost 300 separate assaults at the Otago Corrections Facility in the last 5 years. As a result, the government is establishing a special threat response team at the prison. Otago Daily Times reporter Timothy Brown has been investigating the issue and he joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Good evening.
Tell us about the assaults.
The details of the assaults are not known. This information came to us thanks to the Official Information Act. But what we do know is that the vast majority, more than 2/3, are prisoners assaulting other prisoners. Close to another third are prisoners assaulting staff, and there's a handful of prisoners assaulting what are classed as other. So that's someone who's not staff or a prisoner.
What is Corrections doing in response to these assaults?
They're already issuing stab-proof vests to staff and giving them greater access to things such as pepper spray. But at Otago Corrections Facility, they're going to establish a site emergency response team.
Is this sort of thing done in other prisons?
These teams, known as CERTs, have been established at Spring Hill Corrections Facility in Waikato. That was trialled last year, and Corrections was so pleased with the results they're rolling them out across the country.
When is it happening out at Melbourne?
Expecting it to be operational in the next 3 months. From what I understand, they're actually recruiting for the team right now.
Wow. Do you know how the team will work?
Those details aren't so clear. All we know is leaked bits and bobs here. We know that they'll have the power to use pepper spray without management's permission. They'll have the power to carry out raids on cells for contraband. There is some concern that this may be like the goon squad of the 90s and early 2000s, but it's yet to be seen.
Otago Daily Times reporter Timothy Brown, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Water samples from Otago Harbour are being analysed at the University of Otago for a long-term project on the quality of marine life. A leading figure in the literary world is in Dunedin, helping residents to celebrate World Book Day by sharing his extensive experience. And an elderly man with Parkinson's disease is hoping to help other sufferers by demonstrating how he's managed to keep symptoms at bay. It's time now to find out what's going to be in Friday's Otago Daily Times, and Barry Stewart's with us once again. Good evening.
Hello Rebecca. Tributes are flowing in today after the death this morning of cricket great Martin Crowe, so we have the full story on that tomorrow. 2 Canadians who died in an avalanche in the south ignored warnings about getting up on the mountain, so we have the coroner's report on that. A man has been sentenced to 5 months jail for assaulting 2 firemen at a crash site. In our Inside Out section we meet a Karatani couple who have built a house on stilts because their land is supposedly flood prone, so that's the solution to that one. Pretty creative idea. And National Athletics Champs of course start in Dunedin tomorrow, so that's a huge event because everybody is vying for Olympic Games selection, so qualifying times etc. Could well see a number of people on their way to the Olympics, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that.
Yes, let's do that. That's tomorrow's ODT. Thanks Barry. It's time now for local weather.
This weather report proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn Sportsville.
And here is today's city view. It's taken of a ladybird in the grass. Very nice. She's a wee bit scared, wee bit camera shy. Around the city at 3 o'clock today, 15 degrees for the central city. Quite a bit warmer out at the gardens there with 20 and 21 for the Tyree. To the situation in Demald, a northwest flow is now expected to develop. Yeehaw! Weakening cold fronts though will move past the southern districts on Friday and again on Sunday. To the forecast for the main towns on the lower South Island for tomorrow, some cloud for Invercargill, Gore and Te Anau, all on 19 degrees, but a fine day awaits Alexandra with 23. And it's fine weather for Queenstown, Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel, highs of between 21 and 24 degrees. In Dunedin tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 12. Tomorrow, cloud clearing, sunny periods increasing, nor'easters developing and a high of 21. And on Saturday, nor'westers freshening with high cloud increasing, 24 degrees. And to the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information, low tide tomorrow morning is at 7:15 and high tide follows at 10 to 1. And fishing conditions are still not looking good, so don't. And that is local news for Thursday. We will join you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.